Hello, this is a quick walkthrough of integrating the ServiceNow reporting integration module. I'm going to run through a quick demonstration of how to do this. Please note in this demonstration I am not using an encrypted password. I suggest that anything that is done live in production is always done with an encrypted password. I will put out an update potentially to this video with an encrypted password, but this one does not have it. It is in plain text. So let's have a quick look at how we get this done. So the very first thing is I make sure in my Puppet file that I have the correct modules installed. So for this particular one, it's the Puppet Lab ServiceNow Reporting Integration. And if you have a look on Forge, it's this one over here. I then make sure that I have all the dependencies installed, which in this case includes for me the ini and the Ruby task helper. So once those are done, the next thing I did was I created a little module called snow.pp, which stands for ServiceNow, I guess, and I'm passing it some variables. So it's very simple. I'm passing it a username, a password, and then I'm going to run the class ServiceNow Reporting Integration, and for this particular demo, the event management. My instance, and I'll show you the instance in a second when we get there. I've created an instance in ServiceNow using the developer service. Obviously, this should be the actual instance that you need to work with. I'm then passing a username and then the password. And this is important. The password needs to be sensitive or it won't work. And finally, if you want to, you can do a redirect with a PE console URL as well. There are other parameters that you can set in this, but this is sort of the minimum that you want to set. Okay. I just want to run through quickly. I'm just using a very basic IRA for this. I've put pretty much everything in common.yaml for this particular demo. It really is just a demo. So if you have a look, there's my password. Again, like I said, this is clear text, plain text. Do not do this in production. And my username in this case is admin, so it's really simple. So it'll just run through. It'll grab the username and password. It will populate the Snow module, and that will send the data off to the ServiceNow Reporting Integration Event Management module. So it's really as simple as that. We also need a couple of things to make sure that this works. So this is the Forge page for the ServiceNow Reporting Integration. My suggestion with this as well is to go through this, hit the reference, and hit the event management side and have a look at all the different items that you can add to it. There is quite a lot. So quite simply, in ServiceNow, create a new instance in ServiceNow. If you haven't done that, sign up developer.servicenow.com, sign up, grab a new developer instance in this case, and I've used the latest, which is Vancouver, and it works fine. And you then need to do a couple of things to do this. So let's just do that. So let's go to developer.servicenow. So once you have your instance and you have your instance connected, there are a couple of things that you need to make sure you've done. So the first is you need to activate the events plugin. So clicking activate plugin, you'll see the event management plugin. You need to activate that first. So that takes about 30 minutes, give or take 15 minutes to activate. So just click on activate and wait, and you'll get an email. You will get an email for that. I also suggest you reset and wipe the instance and get rid of all the demo data as well. And, you know, obviously, because it's a demo, you might want to use their password. You might want to use your own, so you might want to change the password and so on. But as it's a demo, I haven't really done any of that stuff. And obviously, I don't mind, you know, this being out in public because it's going to be refreshed straight after this. So it's as simple as that. So let's jump into our Puppet Enterprise console. So again, just to demo this, it's really simple. This needs to be run on your PE environment itself. So in this case, the PE master. The PE master needs this class. So if we jump into our classes, you'll see very simply that I have a class called Snow. Now, obviously, I could have made this more elaborate. Let's just go back to it. You know, I could pass it information. I could, you know, and so on. But we've decided to keep this very simple. So, you know, the sky's the limit here in terms of how complicated you want to make this. And but I've made it, you know, for this demo, just add the class. And then once you've done that, just, run Puppet so that you can instantiate that. And once you've done that, it should take, a minute or so, depending on, what other classes and what else it needs to do on your environment, and what else it looks like. You will end up with, a configuration which, assuming it's successful. So let's have a quick look. So yeah. So we would run this task. Okay, so the task is run. It took just over a minute to run, and I'm assuming that for you it would run well. There'd be no issues. You can jump into the log and check, but everything should be correct. How do we know that it's worked? Well, if it's worked, it's quite simple. It should be sending events over to ServiceNow. So let's jump into ServiceNow. I've favorited a couple which I would suggest you do: the alerts and the event management overview. So we jump into event management, and you'll see that I've got some alerts, I've got some OK, minor, and warning. And again, we've done no filtering, we've done no setup. This is just a basic overview. If we go and have a look at our active alerts, you will see that actually it's reopened because we've just rerun this. And you will see that everything is working. And that was right now. So that's our current alert, and I can actually go directly into it and have a look. And you will see that there was actually no issues there whatsoever. But you'll also see that I do have some other alerts in here, and these are coming from different environments. So I've got a NEIL 1, a NEIL 2, and in this case a NEIL 3. So, we can go and test this out. So we can go to node groups, and I have a test group, for example, which has a node, and it has a basic class on it. We can run this. And if we run this, it should take a fairly short period of time. This is for NEIL 3. What we should see is some sort of an event come up in ServiceNow. Again, be aware, I have not customized events. I'm just taking everything as good. Everything is solid. So if we have a look here, let's hit refresh here. It's probably reopening one of these events because we've run it twice, so it won't overwrite. ServiceNow does that. But if I get all of these events out, you would see there we go, 957. This is the latest one. It's just reopened it. So, and there it is. So you can see we're getting events. You can see access back to the PE console if we wanted to do that. You can see items related to it and so on. If we wanted to test and break something, let's go in and let's maybe make an error in here. Let's go into our common and change this port to something that probably shouldn't work. And all right, so and let's break something, and let's back into here. Let's run something for this, because I know that I'm actually running the SSH update on here. So let's do this and let's give it a run. And we're assuming that something's going to break here, and we'll get an update. Okay, so you'll see that it ran, and you'll see that it failed, and as expected, SSH failed because it's an incorrect port. And if we go and look at the log, we get all this stuff. But let's jump into the ServiceNow console, and let's see if we can find that. And if you have a look, there it is there. There's the error. There's the alert. And again, done no tuning and so on. And there's all the data and information from it. So, yep, it's reporting back. It's giving me updates and errors. And obviously, I could go in here and I could then fix it and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's pretty much it. How to set it up, from a code perspective, and so on. Again, just my caveats. Definitely use YAML and make the password encrypted. So I will be doing that as a second step, but this was just for a demonstration. And there's obviously some work to be done on the ServiceNow side to make sure you might not want to see all the OK alerts, only the warnings and errors and so on, and a couple of other things. And that's pretty much all there is to it. That's the demo. Thank you for watching.